All right. Let's see. I have a couple topics on here today. The first one is Open Source Day is on the 16th, which I guess what day is that? Friday? Hopefully, is that the right date? I can find that email. I think it's the 16th. Yes, it is. So anyway, it seems like what's going to happen for that in the Ceph project is they're going to have random contributors are going to show up and do low-hanging fruit issues. And there's this link here that lists all of them in the other pad. And so I'm bringing it up here. We have a few that are, I think it's quite a few, like 7 or 8 that are in this list. So I was going to go through them and try to make sure they're actually low-hanging fruit, because of some random person shows up for one day and tries to do it, then you want something that's more manageable. So yeah, so maybe remove some of them that shouldn't be in there, and then if we find other trackers that should be in there, or if we just have any ideas for some small things that need to be done, we can open new trackers and tag them with low-hanging fruit. Probably do that. So I don't think there's much we have to do in the meeting to talk about this or anything. I just want to make people aware if they have some time over the course of the next couple of days when it happens. Because if we don't do it, we will end up paying for it, because people will try to make quick fixes for complex issues, and then we'll have to try to explain in review comments why it's not okay. So good for us as well to do this and go through them and make sure they're only the correct things are tagged like that. So I don't have much more to say about it. Just wanted people to be aware, and if they have a little bit of time to maybe open an issue they can think of that should be easy to fix or something like that, maybe they could. I might try to do the same. All right. That's that topic. The other topic I had in here is about the compile Ceph ADM. It's now been 2 weeks since we last sent that email to the users list about it. And we got a very small amount of feedback. There was one person who commented on the PR, but generally people didn't seem to say anything. The CLT call didn't have a ton of any pushback at all, really, except for they wanted us to eventually sign the package, but that doesn't necessarily block us merging. That's something we have to do extra at the end. So we are basically ready to test and merge. I do see that John is not here today. He's the one who's, I guess, recently been handling this. So I was going to ask him how he's doing with that. He's not here. So instead, I guess I'll just mention that, yeah, there's 4 pull requests currently open in my testing tag that I'd like to merge, and I think at least a couple of them affect the binary. I think anything that touches the binary at all causes a merge conflict, so there'll be a few more of those caused, but I think they end up being pretty easy to resolve, what John has told me. And then as soon as those are in and that merge conflicts are fixed, I think we're basically ready to test this and then merge it in. I don't think there's any pushback from the outside to hold us back on doing this, so seems like the time. Yeah, but John here, I'm not sure there's much to say about that either. I think everyone in here was already sort of aware that we were planning to do that in the last few weeks.
Do we actually have like a plan of like next steps though after we merge, like or a list somewhere? Because I can think of a few things that might be a good idea, like better unit testing around a lot of the components of the binary before we do refactoring.
I know there was an Etherpad that went over all this, but let me see if I can find it. I know it's linked in here. Oh yeah, it is on July 9th. I'll repost the link near the top of the page. So I think everything we had planned was in there.
Good.
I mean, it's just fairly brief. It's not it's like kind of high level planning, but it does look like improving test coverage is in the phase one. I think phase zero is just the compile Ceph ADM. So I think that is next.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, but I guess we can coordinate with John in the merge. I just would like to help out, contribute a little bit here.
Yeah, we can do that. I can see. I don't think he's online today.
Yeah, we can do it in the stand-up. It's okay. We'll make
All
sure
right.
we're not, yeah, doing the same thing at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it'll take me a couple of days to test this and get it merged anyway. Even if things go super smoothly and there's no problems and the test runs pretty quickly and all that stuff. All right. Yeah, that's the plan there. And that was all the topics I actually had. Was just those two things. There wasn't much for actual discussion, I guess. Uh, Anything else? Reddit, do you want to give any info on what you've been doing with the RGW stuff? I know it seems like the plans have been sort of shifting around a lot. I know you're talking to Guillaume and people from the RGW team what to do there. You want to update us or anything?
Mm, Well, basically, it's still ongoing work, mainly because I was not sure enough on what kind of support we'll need and what commands we'll have to implement to support both, like the first creation, round creation, and then how we'll be adding zone groups and zones to the realm. So since I didn't have this clear in my mind, I was having some trouble on what commands to implement. I've been talking to Guillaume, who implemented the feature for Ceph Ansible, and I'm also talking. Actually, right now I was talking to Ali Meridia from RTW team because I have some doubts about the endpoints. In the zone group and the endpoints in the zones. Seems like you have to provide this information during conversion, but I was not clear if these endpoints are the same for both our zone group and for zones. It appears from the information I got from Ali, they are different. I mean, the endpoints of the zone group have to be the ones from the master zone. So they are in practice they are different. Yeah, and I wasn't sure like if it's a good idea also to have CFDM try to configure them automatically or just to have the user providing them manually as they do in Rook, as far as instructed from Ali. In Rook, they just provide them manually. After discussing with him, we agreed like to provide the option to the user to provide them manually if they want to. And if we don't get any endpoints from the user, then just we go and try to update them automatically from Ceph ADM. So this kind of details on the issues and doubts I was having with this feature. I think little by little getting more clear image of what we need, but I think there is still a lot of work to do on that area. So I hope like in the next weeks to have at least something even basic working.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably one of the more complicated things to deploy out there.
Yeah.
This all sounds good though. Things are sort of moving forward there. And I guess it's nice that someone in the RGW team is actually responsive and helping out with that.
Yeah, they are helping me with it, so that's good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that all sounds good. I was just curious, I guess, where the state of it was, but it sounds like you have a little bit of a better idea now on what exactly we're going to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so my idea is like to provide the basic commands and something flexible so we can set up the RGW multi-site easily with the little intervention from the user. So once we have this basic support, then we can have something, and then later we can add more options on more complicated features. But by now, my idea is to have something basic to set up the RGW multi-site. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's totally correct. Is to start with the most basic level of automation we can, and then we can slowly maybe add to it. This is super complicated. So.
Yeah, especially because it's complicated, and if we try to put everything in the first iteration, it would be very, very hard.
All right. All sounds good. Thanks for that update there. I was just kind of curious where that was going. Sounds like
sure.
All right. That was all the topics I had in mind for today. Those things. And without John here, we can't really discuss super in detail the continuation of the compile stuff ADM stuff. I guess we can do that in a stand-up or something later. Anyone have any other topics they wanted to bring up in here? No.
Nothing from my side so far.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, in that case, I guess we'll just end here. And I guess with the group in here, I guess I'll probably see you on the stand-up on Thursday.
Great.
Bye.
Okay, see you there.
You guys.
Thank you. Bye.